Drums are one of the most important parts of any song, and they can really make or break a track. Today, I'm going to teach you how to create catchy drum pattern with simple samples. I used an extremely short one-shot kick sample to create a tight sound. The kick drum has some mud in it. Before we start arranging the drum kit, we need to clean up the kick sound to make it punchier. I'm using an EQ to reduce the 650 Hz area, to get a cleaner mid-range, and boost the low end slightly for a fuller sound. I use the Waves TransX plugin to shape the kick drum's transients. You can also use free plugins that can achieve good results. After achieving the desired sound, we begin crafting the kick line. I keep the kick pattern very simple. I place a kick drum on the downbeat of every measure, and an ornamental kick on the upbeat of the second half of each measure. For the final kick pattern, I used a combination of dotted eighth notes and eighth notes. For the snare section, I used two samples, one sharp and the other fuller in sound. I arranged them in the simplest manner, placing a snare on every second and fourth beat. In this type of drumming, the hi-hat plays a crucial role. I've used a simple hi-hat sample, but for quantization in the arrangement, I'm using a combination of quarter notes and triplets. This gives the music an interesting and exciting groove. In the first bar, I used only quarter notes. In the second bar, I'm using triplets to add a nice complexity and tension to the rhythm. Using triplets effectively in 4/4 music adds rhythmic variation, preventing it from sounding monotonous and tiresome. This can be a great way to spice up your beats and make them more interesting to listen to. We will continue this process for the rest of the music part. By listening to the hi-hat sounds and adjusting the notes we have written, we will arrive at a beautiful hi-hat line. To create dynamics on hi-hat sounds, we adjust the velocity intensity of each sample. Finally, we add a reverb with low decay and intensity as a send effect to the sound to remove its dryness. To fill out the high frequencies of the drum kit and complement the hi-hats, I used a simple open hat on every beat of the metronome. One of the fantastic things you can do to add a sense of motion to these types of rhythms and drum kits is to write a snare line that is played intermittently and irregularly. For this section of the rhythm, use snares with a very short decay and a snappy sound. Panning each snare left and right will create a wider soundscape, and the movement of the sound is especially effective during fills. Finally, to fill out the sound of the music and enrich the drum kit, I used a variety of percussion and sound effects. I applied heavy reverb to the percussion to create a beautiful atmospheric space for the music, and I used a simple crash cymbal to start the part. I also used a vinyl noise layer to give the drum kit a vintage character. And here's the final result. That's it for now. I hope you learned something new. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified of new videos.